All right, we're going to call the Lower Education Committee meeting to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Representative Wheeler.
Here.
Representative Fett. Here. Representative Ellert. Here. Representative Bain. Here. Representative Bowden. Here. Representative Bradley. Here. Representative Gelbach. Here. Representative Gosa. Here. Representative Hayes. Here. Representative Henderson. Here. Representative Holt. Here. Representative Hora. Here. Representative Ingalls. Here. Representative Johnson. Here. Representative Kurth. Here. Representative Larson. Here. Representative Levin. Here. Representative Madison. Here. Representative Matson. Here. Representative Moore. Here. Representative Ramirez. Here. Representative Shipley. Here. Representative Stone.
Here. Minutes of the last meeting were distributed electronically. If there are no corrections or objections, they'll stand approved. Representative Holt is going to pinch hit today for Representative Kenneth McCullough, who is out. Assignment of bills, House File 621, Representative Shipley is chair, Bain and Matson. House File 2034, Representative Stone, chair, Henderson and Gosa. Senate File 176, Representative Gelbach, chair, Larson and Madison. House File 2270, Representative Hayes, chair, Fett and Matson. House File 2004, Representative Stone, chair, Johnson and Ramirez. House File 2307, Representative Bowden, chair, Wheeler and Gosa. House File 2306, Hayes, chair, Bowden and Ellert. House Study Bill 714, Representative Bowden, chair, Stone and Kurth. House File 2366, Representative Fett, chair, Larson and Kurth. House Study Bill 719, Representative Larson, chair, Kenneth McCullough and Madison. House Study Bill 718, Representative Hayes, chair, Hora and Levin. House Study Bill 717, Representative Gelbach, chair, Johnson and Ramirez. And House File 2077, Representative Ingalls, chair, Moore and Madison. At this time, we're going to go into a subcommittee in the whole on House Study Bill 679, which is about Family Week. If you would like to speak, you're a member of the public, you may come forward and do so. If not, we will simply vote it out. Okay, seeing none, and I can explain when we get back on it. All those in favor of moving this on, vote aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Ayes do have it. The ayes do have it. It'll move on. At this time, I'm going to turn the chair over to Representative Fett.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The chair recognizes Representative Wheeler for opening remarks on House Study Bill 679.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill extends different periods for non-contact periods for family weeks. Currently, right now in the summer when baseball and softball finish, you have a week off where you can have no contact as coaches with athletes. It's basically in place to allow parents and student athletes to take a trip together. They're not going to miss any practices or anything like that. This would extend the summer period 10 days. So right now it starts on a Sunday. Baseball and softball finish on a Friday for state. That Sunday through the rest of that week is the no contact period. This would extend it out to Tuesday. It also adds in non-contact periods at different places as well. One in November, one in January and December, and then one in the spring. I think this would be very popular with parents. It may not be super popular with some coaches or some sports, but I think as we move this forward and have these conversations, I think we'll be able to get to a good spot with it. Those are my opening remarks.
Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Gosa.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I checked with our superintendent back home on this, so I have a couple things I just wanted to flag. November would be a huge problem for miscellaneous programs as they're shifting from marching band to show choir. Teams that make playoffs in football would overlap with wrestling and cause major conflicts. December, the middle of the wrestling season, that would be bad news for, giving wrestlers 7 days off with weight management and endurance would drop, causing injuries. And then spring break, big band trips, which a lot of our students back home love. Our students compete at Disney World, and this would push schools to they would have to sort educational time. So I guess one question I would have, if you wouldn't mind yielding, and I think you might have alluded to this, what problem are we trying to solve here? And did you take all these things into, I don't expect you to know that, but what all things did you take into account for that?
Yeah, it's filed under my name. It came from maybe somebody with a little more status than me. I'll just say that. But I think if you were to go poll, not your superintendent or your school, if you were to talk to the parents would say that they would like more time. I think the kids would communicate that they would like more time. I'll give you a real world example. One of my schools won the state football championship this last year. The very next week they were playing basketball. They are a decent basketball team. They almost got off by probably one of the worst teams in their class simply because there was no time off. They're exhausted. They roll right into basketball. I think you can make that argument for every one of the athletics that exist. To your point about band week or whatever they're doing during spring break, I do think you'd have parents that would argue, that's great, do it a different week. I want to take my kids to Florida, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I want to have some time with my kids. And I think the problem is if you do that and you don't have these non-contact periods, then those kids are going to miss out potentially and have in the back of their mind, well, I'm out here with my family, they're out doing this, this, and that. When it comes to sports, if I take a whole week off of sports and my team is practicing or whatever it is, just from a coach's, and you know this, you coach, from a coach's perspective, that kid's gonna sit. You're not gonna play that kid for a while, and he's gonna get rusty. So you're trying to come up with some sort of uniform set of non-contact periods to make sure nobody's missing on anything, kids are getting a break. I don't disagree. I think we have some work to do on the way this lights up. You're correct on wrestling, you're correct on basketball. I have a very good friend who's a high school basketball coach right now, who I know is not gonna be happy about this, for instance. And I could nerd out and talk about this for a while. But I'm fully aware, and we're definitely not going to be affecting baseball season.
You're in order.
Thank you for that. And I would politely disagree with you on a few things, but from a coaching perspective, but when it's baseball season, we don't take vacation. But I get that. I appreciate the intent behind the bill, but as the way it is right now, I mean, if you're wanting to have conversations on some things, I could work on that, and I would be in favor of that. Just as it is right now, I don't really like it, but I would support it if you're willing to work on that. I'm trying to get you on the record saying you would support working on it.
I'll think about it. No, I'm happy to talk to you.
All right. Seeing no further discussion, the chair recognizes Representative Wheeler moves House Study Bill 679. Clerk call roll.
Representative Wheeler,
Aye.
Representative Fett,
Aye.
Representative Ellert, Representative Bain, Representative Bowden, Representative Bradley, Representative Gelbach, Representative Gosa, Representative Hayes, Representative Henderson, Representative Holt, Representative Hora, Representative Ingalls, Representative Johnson, Representative Kurth, Representative Larson, Representative Levin, Representative Madison, Representative Mattson, Representative Moore, Representative Ramirez, Representative Shipley, Representative Stone. And that is 20-3.
Thank you. With the vote of 20-3, the bill advances to the full House chamber as a committee bill. The chair now turns over back to Representative Wheeler as the chair.
Thank you. We're going to go in a little bit of a different order, so I'm going to list out the next four bills so you guys are ready. We're going to go House Study Bill 607, House Study Bill 610, House Study Bill 646, and House Study Bill 714. We're going to reward members of the lobby who stayed and get them out of here early. I am very nice. I know sometimes people don't think that. Tracy knows it. Brooke, I'm starting with you. Chair recognizes Representative Bowden for opening remarks on House Study Bill 607.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Study Bill 607 is an act repealing the Board of Regents, and originally it was just the Minority Women's Educator and Enhancement Program. There is an amendment.
There is an amendment. Chair recognizes Representative Bowden for opening remarks on Amendment 2369.
We had the board also provide us with another full list of obsolete programs and reports. So this amendment incorporates those also into the original bill. That's my opening comments on the amendment.
Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As this is a strike after amendment, I'll be sharing my comments on the entirety of the bill. While getting rid of obsolete reports is fine, I think that's a good way to clean up code. I do believe that this goes beyond that, specifically in terms of the Minority and Women's Educator Enhancement Program. I've pulled a few statistics that I would like to share, as I do think that this will have a financial impact, a negative financial impact on our schools. 52% of students in Iowa Regents are female. Iowa has the largest decline in higher education enrollment in the entire country, at a whopping 47% decline in the last 15 years. In the last few decades, minority student populations have increased tenfold. Nationally, Black or African American students have gone up 124.9% since 1976. Multiracial students have increased 135% since 2010. Nationally, Hispanic or Latino students have gone up 483% since 1976. Every time we have a student that decides not to enroll, every time we have an educator that decides not to work at an Iowa Regent University, it has a financial impact on our schools. And it not only has an impact on our schools, it has an impact on our economy. These are people that are not staying in Iowa. Now you might think, how does the Educator Enhancement Program impact students? Well, the data can be tracked back to the 1970s, conducted by literally countless peer-reviewed studies through the Journal of Higher Education, educationdata.org, Inside Higher Ed, et cetera, that highlights that when educators have a similar identity as their students, those students are more likely to A, go to and attend a university, B, perform better, and C, stay in that university. Therefore, I think understanding that this program is no longer being funded, I think is a flaw within itself. But by repealing the entire program, we limit the opportunity to maintain faculty, staff, and students in our state. Those are my remarks. Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, Chair recognizes Representative Bowden moves Amendment 2369. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. No. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The amendment is adopted. We are back on House Study Bill 607 as amended. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, Chair Representative Bowden moves House Study Bill 607 as amended. Clerk, call the roll.
Representative Wheeler.
Aye.
Representative Fett.
Aye.
Representative Ellert. Representative Bain.
Aye.
Representative Bowden.
Aye.
Representative Bradley.
Aye.
Representative Gelbach.
Aye.
Representative Gosa.
No.
Representative Hayes.
Aye.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Holt.
Aye.
Representative Hora.
Aye.
Representative Ingles.
Aye.
Representative Johnson.
Aye.
Representative Kurth.
No.
Representative Larson.
Aye.
Representative Levin.
No.
Representative Madison.
No.
Representative Mattson.
No.
Representative Moore.
Aye.
Representative Ramirez.
No.
Representative Shipley. Representative Stone.
Aye. The vote is 16 in favor, 7 against. Bill moves to the floor as a committee bill. Chair recognizes Representative Ingles for opening remarks on House Study Bill 610.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Study Bill 610 creates a requirement for one semester of computer science and artificial intelligence for graduation. It also instructs teacher prep programs to prepare teachers to teach to that standard.
There is an amendment. Chair recognizes Representative Ingles for opening remarks on Amendment 2503.
I apologize. I was going to go straight to the amendment. Yes, there's an amendment. The amendment creates some flexibility so that the computer science and artificial intelligence requirement can count as math or science, and also addresses concerns the Regents had.
Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Kurth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I like this amendment. I like this bill. I think we have a responsibility to help our students understand something that is going to be so big in our future. I recommend a yes vote on both the amendment and the bill. Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, Representative Ingles moves Amendment 2503. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The amendment is adopted. We are back on House Study Bill 610 as amended. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, Representative Ingles moves House Study Bill 610 as amended. Clerk, call the roll.
Representative Wheeler.
Aye.
Representative Fett.
Aye.
Representative Ellert. Representative Bain.
Aye.
Representative Bowden. Representative Bradley.
Aye. Representative
Gelbach.
Aye.
Representative Gosa.
Aye.
Representative Hayes.
Aye.
Representative Henderson.
Yes.
Okay. Representative Holt.
Aye.
Representative Hora.
Aye.
Representative Ingles.
Aye.
Representative Johnson.
Aye.
Representative Kurth.
Aye.
Representative Larson.
Aye.
Representative Levin.
No.
Representative Madison. Representative Mattson.
Aye.
Representative Moore. Representative Ramirez. Representative Shipley. Representative Stone.
Aye.
Representative Henderson.
With a vote of 19 in favor, 4 against, the bill moved to the floor as a committee bill. Chair recognizes Representative Bradley for opening remarks on House Study Bill 646.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Study Bill 646 requires the State Board to submit a report to the General Assembly and Governor on anti-Semitism incidents at community colleges, regions, schools, and public schools. And Mr. Chair, there are amendments.
Give me just a second. Okay, there are amendments. Chair recognizes Representative Bradley for opening remarks on Amendment 2531.
Amendment 2531 just conforms this House Study Bill 646 to the Senate amendment.
Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Ramirez.
I'm in support of this amendment. I would recommend a yes to my caucus. I'd like a division in our record.
Seeing no further discussion, Chair recognizes Representative Bradley. Representative Bradley moves. Amendment 2531, division of record has been requested. Clerk, call the roll.
Representative Wheeler.
Aye.
Representative Fett. Aye. Representative Ellert. Aye. Representative Bain. Aye. Representative Bowden. Aye. Representative Bradley. Aye. Representative Gilbach. Aye. Representative Gosa. Aye. Representative Hayes. Aye. Representative Henderson. Aye. Representative Holt. Aye. Representative Hora. Aye. Representative Ingalls. Aye. Representative Johnson. Aye. Representative Kurth. Aye. Representative Larson. Aye. Representative Levin. Aye. Representative Madison. Aye. Representative Mattson. Aye. Representative Moore. Aye. Representative Ramirez. Aye. Representative Shipley. Representative Stone.
Aye. With a unanimous vote, the amendment is adopted. Chair recognizes Representative Ramirez for opening remarks on Amendment 2378.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So if you look at the amendment, it strikes contemporary examples of anti-Semitism identified by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. If you follow the breadcrumbs and look at that website, it identifies a number of examples that could be misconstrued or used to consider students who are critiquing Israel or Netanyahu as anti-Semitic. So what this proposal does, what this amendment does, would simply simplify the definition to be what the working definition of anti-Semitism is, still with the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, while ensuring that students have free speech in critiquing the government. Thank you. Those are my opening remarks.
Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Bradley.
I would ask this committee to resist this amendment. There already is IHRA for this, so I would say let's resist.
Seeing no further discussion, Chair recognizes Representative Ramirez for closing remarks on Amendment 2378. Representative Ramirez moves her amendment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. No. The noes appear to have it. The noes do have it. The amendment is not adopted. Chair recognizes Representative Ramirez for opening remarks on Amendment 2388.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 2388 would simply add charter and non-public schools to this bill. Those are my opening remarks.
Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Bradley.
Again, I would ask this committee to resist this amendment.
Seeing no further discussion, Chair recognizes Representative Ramirez for closing remarks on 2388. Move. Representative Ramirez moves Amendment 2388. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. No. The ayes appear to, or the noes appear to have it. The noes do have it. And the amendment is declined. We are back on House Study Bill 646 as amended. Is there further discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Ramirez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I believe it's our responsibility to craft very intentional legislation that maintains constitutional protections. At this time, I believe our definition of anti-Semitism as identified in code could lead to students, including Jewish students, who critique the state of Israel to be considered anti-Semitic, which I think would lead to over-reporting. That being said, I do think that a reporting system is a good idea, and anti-Semitism is hateful, it's disgusting, and has no place in our state. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Levin.
Thank you, Chair. I would merely question whether the administrative burden of this bill has been considered in terms of an entirely new reporting system that is meant to be undertaken by our community colleges, our schools. This is hundreds of schools across the state that are going to need to collect data they've never collected before, and I'm curious whether that administrative burden has been considered.
Seeing no further discussion, Representative Bradley moves House Study Bill 646 as amended. The clerk call the roll.
Representative Wheeler.
Aye.
Representative Fett.
Aye.
Representative Ellert. Representative Bain.
Aye.
Representative Bowden.
Aye.
Representative Bradley.
Aye.
Representative Gelbach.
Aye.
Representative Gosa.
Aye.
Representative Hayes.
Aye.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Holt. Representative Hora.
Aye.
Representative Ingalls. Representative Johnson.
Aye.
Representative Kurth.
No.
Representative Larson.
Aye.
Representative Levin.
No.
Representative Madison.
No.
Representative Mattson.
Aye.
Representative Moore.
Aye.
Representative Ramirez.
No.
Representative Shipley. Representative Stone.
Aye.
17-6.
Yep.
With a vote of 17 in favor, 6 against, the bill moves to the floor as a committee bill. Where'd it go? Chair recognizes Representative Bowden for opening remarks on House Study Bill 714.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Study Bill 714 is the bill relating to social studies instructions provided to students who are enrolled in grades 1 through 12 and educational programs provided by the institutions of higher education and controlled by the Board of Regents. This is a bill that's a kind of 2.0 coming back to our committee, something that we've all seen before. There are a few things in the bill that we found in subcommittee that we will address as the bill moves forward, such as the civics literacy test that's already been implemented and that evidently we need to work on a little bit more. And we already have a code written and a bill passed for the Holocaust, but those are things we will work on as the bill moves forward. Thank you. Those are my open comments.
Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Kurth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a lot of concerns about this bill. Part of it has to do with content, and certainly a lot of part of it has to do with the methods by which this is being done. First of all, 2 years ago, after passage of the social sciences curriculum revision, the excuse me, I'm sorry, the word has just escaped me, but the plan for the schools to follow in terms of the curriculum that was being developed was published by the department, and there was like 200 pages of documentation about the changes that were put in place. That was only 2 years ago, and there has hardly been time for those to be fully implemented, and now we're talking about making changes again. I think we have a responsibility to look and see how the curriculum that was developed is working, rather than to come right in again and make another masterful change. I'm also concerned that there's a really strong emphasis on Western, on Christian, on without looking at the entire world when we're looking at history and the development of our society. And I would recommend a no on this bill.
Seeing no further discussion, Chair recognizes Representative Bowden moves House Study Bill 714. Clerk call roll.
Representative Wheeler.
Aye.
Representative Fett.
Aye.
Representative Ellert. Representative Bain.
Aye.
Representative Bowden.
Aye.
Representative Bradley.
Aye.
Representative Gelbach.
Aye.
Representative Gosa.
Nay.
Representative Hayes.
Aye.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Holt. I'm sorry.
Aye.
Aye, sorry. Representative Hora.
Aye.
Representative Ingalls. Representative Johnson? Representative Kurth? Representative Larson? Representative Levin? Representative Madison? Representative Mattson? Representative Moore? Representative Ramirez? Representative Shipley? Representative Stone?
With a vote of 14 in favor, 9 against, the bill moves to the floor as a committee bill. Representative Holt, if you could be louder, it'd be welcome. Sorry, Steve, I had to take a shot at you. Chair recognizes Representative Gelbach for opening remarks on House File 2124.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House File 2124 is a bill that requires the Department of Education to go out for an RFP on a data collection system. Mr. Chair, there's an amendment.
There is an amendment. Chair recognizes Representative Gelbach for opening remarks on Amendment 2349.
Thank you. The amendment simply clarifies a lot of the bill and cleans up some language that was sort of ambiguous in the original drafting. This is not a statewide information system. It's not what does not require as any school district to go out and purchase a new student information system. That was a bill that came a couple years ago. What this simply does, there's products out there that the department could procure that would save districts a lot of time and money. It would save the department time and money, but would also allow to have real-time funding for students. There's a lot of open enrollment. There's ESA students. There's charter school students. For example, if a student took an ESA and came back to a public school, the money should follow the student in real time. And so this will simply make sure we fund students, and we have second count dates and potentially real-time count dates. And it's just a great way to update the data. The amendment also speaks to the data is still the property of the school district, and it's only the required data for state and federal purposes, and that the owners of the data is still the school districts. Mr. Chair, those are my remarks on the amendment.
Anybody want to hear that again? Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Representative Gosa.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I served on this subcommittee, but unfortunately I wasn't able to be there because my subcommittee I was on before that ran over long, but I do want to thank Representative Gelbach because he took the time to come over and get with me and go through it, and it was a very intricate deal, and he did a lot of work on this. I will be supporting this. I especially like the second date. That's a huge thing, especially for certified enrollment. So again, thank you, Representative Gelbach. I publicly acknowledged you for taking the time to go over that with me, so I appreciate that.
Chair recognizes Representative Levin.
Thank you, Chair. I'll be pretty brief. I'm not necessarily opposed to this idea. In fact, I think there's a lot of good in it. I do have a couple of concerns. Specifically, we've seen in the past few years that our school districts are being targeted in terms of data breaches, in terms of people's data, personally identifiable information, being held hostage, things like that. If we centralize that data, I do have concerns that we create a really target-rich environment, and so I want to look a little bit further into what the protections would be on that data if we do have this centralized database. My other concern is escaping me right this moment. Give me 9 seconds. So just the other concern that I had on this bill was that in the case of a data breach at the centralized location, because the bill does specify that the districts still own their own data, which I think is great, would those districts then be financially responsible for dealing with the outcomes of a data breach at that centralized location? So those are my concerns.
Seeing no further discussion, Chair recognizes Representative Gelbach for closing remarks on Amendment 2349.
I move the amendment.
Representative Gelbach moves Amendment 2349. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The amendment is adopted. We are back on House File 2124 as amended. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, Chair recognizes Representative Gelbach for closing remarks on House File 2124 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just point out the district's already collecting this, they're submitting this data. It just takes some weeks to certify enrollment, and there's better ways to do this, and there's products out there that can live in the cloud that the department doesn't have to maintain, and it would save the state a lot of money, and would put the burden back onto those companies that would provide the system. So I hope that alleviates your concerns, and with that, Mr. Chair, I move House File 2124 as amended.
Representative Gelbach moves House File 2124 as amended. Clerk call the roll.
Representative Wheeler.
Aye.
Representative Fett.
Aye.
Representative Ellert. Representative Bain. Representative Bowden. Representative Bradley. Representative Gelbach. Representative Gosa. Representative Hayes. Representative Henderson. Representative Holt. Representative Fora. Representative Ingalls. Representative Johnson. Representative Kurth. Representative Larson. Representative Levin.
No.
Representative Madison. Representative Mattson. Representative Moore. Representative Ramirez. Representative Shipley. Representative Stone. Representative Mattson.
With a vote of 19 in favor, 4 against, the bill moves to the floor as a committee bill. Democrats are going to caucus.